Years ago, a global bestseller promised to bridge the gap between the scientific brilliance of Albert Einstein and the spiritual leadership of Jesus Christ. To a young mind fascinated by the laws of the universe, the image of the world's most famous physicist validating a message of emotional intelligence felt like a secret key to reality. However, that initial sense of awe eventually gave way to a nagging realization. The author, Augusto Curie, was using Einstein not as a complex historical figure, but as a polished brand. This was a rhetorical hook designed to lure the rational-minded before pivoting toward a corporate-friendly version of Christianity. It was a cultural offering, akin to being served a pizza made entirely of lard, justified by a single slice of tomato on top. This Jesus was not the historical Jewish figure of the first century. He was a dream seller, a high-performance life coach in a robe. The effectiveness of this strategy relies heavily on the messenger's credentials. Like many prominent religious voices today, Curie leads with the high-status title of Ex-Atheist. This serves as a powerful rhetorical shield, suggesting a journey through the heights of human logic that ultimately found reason wanting. It grants the speaker immediate authority over the skeptic, carrying the subtext of having already walked that path and found something better. Yet, when one searches for the intellectual history of such atheism, the articles, public debates, or even classmates who remember a fire-breathing skeptic, the trail often goes cold. This phantom past is not a simple biographical detail, it is a weapon. In the cultural space of evangelical apologetics and the spiritual self-help market, the atheist is framed as the ultimate adversary. Converting a general from the army of reason is presented not merely as a conversion, but as a conquest, a trophy intended to signal that their truth can defeat the enemy's strongest logic from the inside. A genuine intellectual transition leaves footprints, as seen in the journey of Francis Collins. As the former director of the NIH who led the Human Genome Project, Collins's move from legitimate skepticism to devout faith is documented through a verifiable paper trail. He serves as the control group in this experiment. In contrast, for many modern influencers and online apologists, the snow is pristine and untouched. The ex-atheist they sell is a perfectly packaged brand, often indistinguishable from mere youthful indifference. There is a profound philosophical chasm between a rigorous study of materialist philosophy and simply choosing to skip church to sleep in during college. To gain the main stage at a conference, however, I Was Lazy is inflated into a high-stakes epic of intellectual battle. This phenomenon represents the simulacrum, a copy of something that never existed in the first place. Much like Main Street in Disney World, which presents a synchronized, sanitized version of an American town that never truly was, the militant atheist past of these influencers is a constructed memory. This fabrication extends to the product itself. The Jesus of the corporate boardroom, optimized for modern anxieties, cannot be found in the historical record of first-century Judea. This creates a closed loop where a fake past validates a fake savior, a structure designed to feel good while eroding the collective ability to discern what is true. This breakdown of objective standards is what researchers call epistemic collapse. Clara, a researcher in Lisbon, spent years documenting this exhaustion. She tracked a prominent speaker who built a lucrative career on a dramatic redemption arc from hardcore nihilism. Her tedious, unglamorous work in university archives revealed a void. The speaker had actually been vaguely religious his entire life. The deeper tragedy occurred when Clara presented her evidence. Neither the media nor the followers cared. They preferred the exciting lie to the boring truth. This indicates a state of epistemic scarcity, not a lack of information, but a scarcity of verification. In this economic imbalance, the cost of generating a compelling, emotionally satisfying lie is nearly zero, while the cost of verifying the truth is astronomically high. This information asymmetry selects for personalities high in the dark triad traits: narcissism, Machiavellianism, and psychopathy. A leader high in Machiavellianism may view an embellished backstory as a noble lie, a marketing expense in service of a greater theological good. They bet that for every one person who checks the archives, 100,000 will simply click Buy Now. It is a winning bet that extends into the political sphere. In both Chile and Cuba, constitutional cherry-picking has been used to fabricate legitimacy. Whether through passive fishing for supportive comments or active curation of the entire consultation process, the goal is to create a simulacrum of public opinion to serve a pre-existing agenda. The result for the individual is a profound sense of alienation. Marcelo, a university student in Sao Paulo, witnessed his local church transform into a space where God was reframed as a psychiatrist. This therapeutic turn recasts structural or moral problems as individual emotional management issues. If one is struggling, the system suggests the fault lies in a lack of resilience or a growth mindset. In this framework, the crucifixion is stripped of its cosmic significance and flattened into a case study in stress management. Jesus is reimagined as a Silicon Valley tech bro, optimizing his own passion and compartmentalizing betrayal. For Marcelo, this model offers no community and no shared burden, only a collection of individuals attempting to hack their own anxiety. This erosion of the social adhesive is felt most acutely by the old guard, represented by men like Thomas. He observes his traditional parish panicking and rebranding to compete in the marketplace of attention, trading quiet truths for viral scripted testimonies. This commodification of the sacred leads to reflexive anomie. Unlike traditional anomie, where one is lost because the rules have changed, reflexive anomie is the cynical realization that the rules themselves are fake. When the curtain is pulled back and the moral authority is seen as a vendor pulling levers, the spell is broken. Individuals are left in a soft totalitarianism of noise, oppressed not by a dictator, but by a constant flood of manufactured narratives. Cognitive fatigue eventually sets in, leading people to retreat into a therapeutic shell, focusing only on personal psychic well-being because the public world feels like a chaotic marketplace of lies. By rewriting the past to make the present more marketable, the ability to navigate the future is lost. We are left with a menu of lard, having entirely forgotten the taste of the truth.